I am Great Mother, Holy Spirit, Yin, Divine Mother, Cosmic Womb, Deep Space, the Moon, Dark Matter, the Void, the Black Hole, Hathor, Isis, Diana.
Hello, this is Tammy Taylor, your Manifestation Muse, welcoming you to your Aquarius New Moon reading. This is all planets go time. Important time for you, important time for me. The planets have been retrograde for most of 2018, and now finally there's a thrust toward what we are seeding this year for 2020. Now, before we get into all of that, the reason why the Aquarius new moon is so important all the time, even when planets are retrograde, but now we have all direct, so it's even that much more important, right? Aquarius new moon is all about sharing what we came into the world to share with it. It is such a huge energy that supports our purpose for incarnation. It, in fact, really does buoy our dharma, our energy that connects us to others, that gifting that we have through that energy of Aquarius. Now, of course, here we talk about the Western moon signs as they relate to our emotions, our ego, the solar energy, the earth-centric astrology of the tropical Western perspective. And that is the aspect of ourselves that is reactionary. It's our conscious thoughts for the most part for those of us who are in tune with Great Mother Speaks, but for other people it may be a very, very unconscious process. Here, when we talk about unconscious process, we're using the Vedic astrology, the lunar astrology. It is moon-centric. It is cosmologically oriented, and it is the soul astrology. The Vedic astrology is karmic. It is based on what the soul purpose is. It is not limited to North Node, South Node, or 12th house. It is the entire chart laying out what the soul came here to do and how it came here to do it. Now, of course, both birth charts are defaults. We do have the power, because we're spiritual beings, of free will choice. Once our conscious awareness of who we are is activated, and here we know that we are first and foremost dearly loved divine children of the Great Mother, Father God. That's who we are, who are never judged, condemned, or left alone. We're never judged or condemned. There are consequences for our actions. That is karma. And we're never left alone. Our angels, guides, and ancestors are always with us, guiding us, protecting us, helping us to stay in alignment with that dharma, helping us to work out that karma in loving, joyful ways as much as we can stand, as much as we can receive. And so we are here to receive our divine identity. As this channel is designed, it has come forth through the inspiration of Great Mother to speak directly to her children most alienated and estranged from her unconditional love due to our birth mother experience. And my area of life coaching is the specialization of what I coined mama drama trauma. It is a condition in which the mother projects unhealed aspects of herself onto her child, causing emotional and or physical trauma. Now, in cases where the mother is unable, unwilling, or unavailable to heal her own mama drama trauma, because it is a cycle, it is a pathology, it is a family cycle. She is unable to break it, unwilling, or unavailable. She may have transitioned into another life, She may just not be available for other reasons, addictions, all of these other symptoms of mama drama trauma associated with this dis-ease. It's a planetary disorder. And when we do not have that bond to support our own healing through her or through other maternal figures, we learn to live in loving detachment. Now, that's a difficult thing to do, and it is something that is only achieved, to my knowledge, by going through the dark night of the soul, which is why Dorothy is our narrator, our narration, our narrative that we use here to illustrate what that dark night of the soul journey is along that yellow brick road and ultimately through the dark forest, which leads her back home by reclaiming her power, taking that broom, that phallic symbol back that Great Father symbolized by Oz told her she would have to do for herself. Now, the three, the Scarecrow, the Lion, and the Tin Man, those in our family, those in our lives, in our environment, our neighbors, our friends, our co-workers, in our world are but reflections of us, aren't they, along our yellow brick road? And Aquarius invites us to look very closely at who our mirrors are in our lives at this time, to give us the downloads that we need in order to clearly move forward along our road, along our life's purpose, so that we can share what we have to give, as Dorothy did with the three. Even in her weakness, she was able to share, even if it was just her journey, because it was something that would add something unto them. They all needed help. And don't we on the planet, we all need help. A huge issue that is coming to the fore universally right now is the environment. And the environment is a variant energy of Great Mother Gaia. A healthy planet, though, necessitates a healthy inner world, which is why Great Mother energy is coming forward so powerfully at this time with Cancer in the North Node. At this time of this reading, Cancer is where Rahu is in the Vedic astrology as well. Vedic astrology precedes Western astrology by 26 degrees. And so this is a very fortuitous time for connecting with that inner love, that inner wisdom. Because in the Vedic astrology in April, end of March, April, the energy will be shifting into North Node Gemini, South Node Sagittarius, and we will continue on with it for the duration of this nodal transit. So, if a healthy planet necessitates a healthy inner world, then a healthy perception of the world outer, the Aquarian energy that's coming forth, ruled by Uranus and the Western, the innovation, the creativity, it's beyond creativity, it's inventiveness. It's that spark of eureka that comes from the soul. If that is to be fully healthy and integrated, our inner world, what that energy is, that Capricorn energy is, beside it is also important. Sidereal soul sign. And right now that Capricorn energy is hosting the South Node, or K2 at this time, the release position of this nodal transit. It's time to let go. And hasn't Great Mother set us up for this huge let go at this time with the eclipses that have marked both of our new moon readings since the beginning of this year, with a partial solar eclipse for the new moon reading in January and the full moon reading a total lunar eclipse. So are you ready for your Aquarius new moon reading? Capricorn in the sidereal. I hope you are. because these eclipses have set us up for the innovation that we're ready for, that we need at this particular time. Remember, full moon readings that you just had were and are about the climax of the lunar cycle. So the lunar cycle has already climaxed with that total lunar eclipse. We have now come down decrescendo to this balsamic new moon period where the downloads have come from your Vedic moon sign, and you have a sense of how to realign, reassess your new moon intentions moving forward, and to ask from your ego mind, your emotional mind, to align with it through these new moon wishes, your aspirations going forward. So enjoy your readings. Sagittarius, Capricorn, moon sign people, welcome. This is your new moon reading for the Lunar New Year. In the Eastern world, this is the New Year, Chinese New Year. It's pig, I think, the year of the pig. And this is where the Vedic astrology originates, of course, the Eastern world. And so it's a lunar-based astrology. Most of you will be Sagittarius in the Vedic moon sign from Capricorn in the Western astrology, the ego-oriented astrology, earth-oriented, emotional. And so we look at the emotions from your Capricorn, and the emotions are uploaded to the soul. The soul downloads from that sage wisdom your intuition. It's how your ego receives this intuition in a very Sagittarian way. You are the host of the South Node, this nodal season. Now, right now in the Vedic astrology, the South Node is still in Capricorn, but that will be soon changing in about a month's time, as well as the position of Mercury, which is conjunct this new moon. Mars is going to be changing here in the next week or so. So if you're listening to this a week, 2 weeks after the new moon, it will have moved from Pisces into Aries in the sidereal. But right now, new moon, when we're setting these new moon wishes, which will be at the end, some suggestions for those for you, is in the 4th house. And so here, since we're dealing with mama drama trauma, of course, 4th house energies internally with lunar energies, emotionally, intuitively, deals with feelings, those soul karmic connections with the mother, which mama drama trauma addresses. This healing, this soul contract to evolve in self-love and spiritual independence. Your significator card in the center of your spread is Nefertiti. Own your beauty in this waning gibbous throat chakra card. Now, this is a powerful soul intention for this lunar cycle, Nefertiti. We see Dorothy holding the broom high, presenting it to Oz upon her return to his castle, delivering on her end of the bargain in order to return home. She's gone through a tremendous journey through the dark night of the soul, the dark force being the symbol of that for this story and the narrative for the Great Mother Speaks Oracle deck. Dorothy has taken her power back. So for many of you with this Sagittarius Capricorn moon, in your 12th house is Jupiter. And so there's a huge release going on for you this year into November. Many of you will have already have been aware of this huge release for you going on as it relates to changes going on in your 4th house, and the release of the mother you want in order to accept the one you have is necessary in order to make space for the receiving of your personal power, symbolized by the broom. So in order to receive our personal power, in order to take the broom back from the witch, which we've given away through our need to be connected with our mother to survive. At a certain age, at a certain time, the soul calls us to heal. It calls us to heal. And your soul is calling you this lunar new year, this lunar cycle, Sagittarius, Capricorn moon people, to own your beauty in that journey that you've taken up. You've taken up the call. If you're listening to this video, you have answered the call to heal your MDT. Mama drama trauma is a condition in which the mother projects unhealed aspects of herself onto her child, causing emotional and or physical trauma. When she's unavailable, unwilling, unable to heal her own MDT, because it is a cycle. It's a family cycle. We must learn to live in loving detachment. That's that 12th house energy that they call isolation and they call alienation in astrology. When we're dealing with emotions, lunar astrology, that's emotionally feeling that. And so, yes, there's a sense of, yeah, the witch is gone, but look what I got. I got my power back. So the witch is the judgments and the condemnation that we have towards our mother, letting that go to make room for our power. She doesn't have to be wrong in order for us to be right in receiving our beauty and owning our beauty. Okay, she just has to be who she is. And that's living in love and detachment, accepting what is with love. And the soul, what's bringing this up, why the soul wants to do this internal work of owning your beauty is the Lilith card, personal power. It's wanting you to, we see here with the gut chakra, heart below energy is heart, throat chakra, third eye. Okay, so the cycle of Nefertiti is throat chakra, that's heart above, owning your beauty, speaking your divine expression into being, living it, creative expression. Okay, what's bringing this desire that the soul has is heart below energy, gut chakra. The gut chakra in this waxing gibbous is being revised, is being refined. How you're viscerally responding to your mother, it's changing because as we see here with Dorothy, who is being held by Glinda the Good Witch, who symbolizes Great Mother, because the witch who's in the shadows, the one who's wrong, the one who's always trying to take away from us instead of giving us what we need. She's trying to take Dorothy's ruby red slippers, who Glinda has just given her. They symbolize our birthright to be happy, healthy, and whole. And isn't that what an unwell mother does? An unwell mother takes from her child instead of giving. No matter how it's dressed up. No matter how much lipstick it's put on, it's still a pig. So in this year of the pig, personal power is what's bringing up this need to own your own beauty. You need your power. You need those ruby red slippers for your journey. You need your health. You need your happiness. You need your wholeness. What's in your shadow position, why some of you may not be seeing this, is the Ankh. This is the double yin, single yang symbol. It's third eye. And so the soul has downloaded to you, double yin, a lot of information that you haven't acted on yet. And so that's why you're really not seeing it. You've downloaded the information. You have Sag as your sidereal. And so Sag is is the sage. Okay. And so you've downloaded, you just haven't that single yang, you haven't acted on your intuitive downloads. The law of ego form and manifestation, all law cards are great father cards. The law, the word logos, inspired by the aspirations of Great Mother, that internal space coming into physical manifestation. You haven't manifested what you've downloaded. This is second house energy for you, this new moon conjunct Mercury. And so this has everything to do with, typically it's spoken of in terms of your money, in terms of your resources, but it's your gifts, your talents, your abilities, your values, what's important to you, what's not important to you. Not so much your stored up physical treasures, but just your internal values, your family, how you actually, in terms of your moon sign, relate to your family. This is second house energy. And so Mercury's there conjunct this new moon. You've been downloading a lot of truth about how those soulmate relationships are really supporting your body, mind health or taking away from it, as we see with the need to own your personal power, stand in those ruby red slippers. That may be in your shadow position, that you have not acted on that intuitive guidance, because what you want, we see in the Maya position of what you want, the Maya card, is new moon, third eye energy. And so new moon is darkness. You don't see the illusion of perhaps how your family may be taking away from you, because the South Node is in your moon sign for over the next year and a half or so. And so you're having to emotionally let go of a lot. And when we are in a process, especially with Pluto and Saturn conjunct, with these karmic releases, the last thing we want to let go of is what we're standing on as our foundation. And typically, especially with Capricorn moon being ruled by Saturn, Saturn rules the root chakra. That's the last thing you're going to let go of. But we see third eye energy, which is a heart above energy. And your soul is kind of letting you know through what you want. It's perhaps maintaining this illusion of support. But what is really needed is for your foundation to be redefined, revised through this personal power of this waxing gibbous moon, with an understanding that that's coming from your soul. Your real foundation in this world is from your soul, because if your soul had not chosen to incarnate, it wouldn't be a physical life from the get to be with a family and a soul group. Okay, so it's saying let's get it straight with this position of what you want. And so for some of you, what you want is what your soul wants, because if you look closely at this card, this is the scene when Toto pulls the curtain on Oz. And so some of you are pulling the curtain on what's really going on with your family. You are really seeing what is and showing other people, some of you. So since this is a general reading, it could be on either end of the spectrum. Some could be resisting the truth of the soul group power and how that's being negotiated and how that's being played. And others may be very aware of the soul group dynamic and really wanting to come into your own with regard to your body, mind, health. You are really standing in those ruby red slippers and owning that first house energy and support you're receiving from the cosmos with this Venus conjunct South Node, Pluto, Saturn energy to clean out. Just let that intention clean things out. And you don't really have to do anything. That's why you have double yin there, single yang. Double yin is just doing the downloading work, but there does have to be follow through in the physical realm, and the support you have to do that in that position. What's supporting you to release this illusion is the Ra Primordial Father card, another waxing gibbous moon card about revision, about editing, about getting really clear before that full moon shines through this month, or the full moon in your moon sign this year. Sagittarius, Capricorn full moon, of course, will be during the Taurus Cancer season. During the Gemini Cancer season this summer, which will be right after another total eclipse. And so that makes sense here. We have this waxing up third eye energy where you're being rewarded for this work of owning your beauty. Many of you are, who are already doing this, who are already pulling the curtain. You're already feeling your personal power because you have been doing the physical walking out of those downloads you've received. And so you're being supported. You're getting unexpected rewards. And we can see that with Uranus and Mars in your fourth house, changing that home energy, changing those maternal relationships without you even really having to do anything except pay attention to what you're downloading. How beautiful. Those of you who haven't quite followed through yet, this is confirmation that you will be rewarded when you do. Because the present status of your ego soul alignment is the Dagda card. This is another law card, Great Father card, third quarter moon. It's second chakra there in the middle of the double yin, which is all about intuitive downloads. Second chakra is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter rules Sagittarius and Pisces in the ancient Vedic astrology, which is in your 12th house. Jupiter's in your 12th house. Again, release, letting go, feeling a little alienated in the process. But the law of Divine Mother is so supporting you and letting go of what no longer serves you. It's not even funny, because second chakra, what's that? It's about desires, about how you really want to form family. We all have the family we're born with, and that soul group that is helping to revise us and evolve us with that soul purpose and self-love and spiritual independence. But we also have the opportunity to create the families that we want. And those families that you want is that second house energy, right? But we have to make room by that clearing out with that Jupiter energy in your 12th house until November of this year. So enjoy the clearing out. Look forward to your full moon this year in June after that eclipse. It's going to bring great clarity to you, especially as you pay attention to Great Mother's messages to you about this healing process that she's very much overseeing and supporting you in. Why your soul wants to do this work is because it knows the Hecate card here at the crossroads. It's at the crossroads. And throat chakra, crescent moon energy is, again, heart above energy. You have a lot of this heart above energy. Many of you are really doing this work. And how couldn't you be, emotionally and intuitively hosting the South Node, which is all about release of old structures in the collective consciousness. And so emotionally, you are sustaining the planet in this process energetically. So of course, you personally are at this crossroads of your own divine expression and planting new seed. And so you won't actually be planting, that new seed until the beginning of next year, January, with your Sagittarius, Capricorn, new moon energy. Okay. And so you are going to have a year 2019 of being really clear. This crossroads has to do with, from now until then, really getting clear about the fact that you have a right to live by your intuition, to trust your intuition. It will support you. It will reward you. It will give you everything you need along the way to own your beauty. And in order to own our beauty, we have to be healthy, happy, and whole. That's our birthright. In other words, you don't have to give up one to have another. A lot of times we feel like, okay, so if I'm going to be healthy, happy, and whole, I'm going to have to get a job. I'm going to have to do this. I'm going to have to play the game. I'm going to have to do that. And so my intuition, that becomes secondary instead of primary. Or we say, okay, if I'm going to live by my intuition, that means I can't have a job. I can't interact with people on a regular basis because I don't know where my intuition is going to take me, and blah, 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 blah. And we go here and there and seesaw because we don't understand that just as Dorothy standing there in the witch's castle, who symbolizes the drama mama, who wants to take from us and take from us, standing in that birthright to be happy, healthy, and whole, those ruby red slippers, being grounded in that red root chakra, and knowing I'm a divine child of the great Mother, Father, God. No, my identity is not mama, drama, trauma. It's an experience I've had to grow in self-love and spiritual independence. So I have that right. And you're trying to take my intuition away, Toto? Toto symbolizes intuition in the Great Mother Speaks Oracle Day. So she was threatening her to take Toto away, which is why Dorothy said, take the shoes, but give me Toto. If I must choose, I'm going to keep my intuition, which again is what most of us do. But as soon as she did that, what happened here? The witch was shocked. She couldn't take the shoes anyway. No one can take our birthright. No one has the power to take our beauty unless we give it to them. Which is why Great Mother said, never take your ruby red slippers off. Never give away your birthright, let alone your intuition. You have a right to have both. And so this is why your soul wants you to do this internal work of owning your beauty, Capricorn, moon sign people. It wants you to know on a soul level, you have a birthright to both. You have a right to own your beauty, okay? And how it wants you to own this beauty, how it wants you to stand in your birthright of happiness, health, and wholeness, and how it wants you to experience your divinity of being dearly loved, never judged, condemned, or left alone. Yes, consequences for actions, that's karma, but never judgment or condemnation. How it wants you to experience that is through self-creation, Ishel, the Mayan goddess of fertility. It wants you to, second chakra again, we have Jupiter energy, that 12th house. It wants you to let go of everything, revision, wax and gibbous. It wants you to edit out of your life any and everything that does not support your health, happiness, and wholeness, period. It will take a year to even get clear about that. And then you'll have another 6 months or so of more South Node energy to assist once you get even clear about it. I'd be happy, I'd be honored and blessed, privileged to support you in that process. As I do here, new moon and full moon, but in a coaching capacity where you're working on this individually. Because this is the card where Professor Marvel pulls out the picture from Dorothy's picnic basket when he gives her a reading, tells her to close her eyes. He sneaks this picture out, and he says, there's a woman who loves you, who misses you. And he guilts her back home. Now she's gone on her journey to follow her bliss, leaving mama drama trauma behind, leaving behind Miss Gulch, who tried to take who? Toto, her intuition. But she's guilted. What perpetuates MDT? Guilt, blame, shame, judgment, condemnation, feeling alone, feeling alienated. So at least I have my mama, my crazy mama, you know. And so she's guilted back home. And what happens? Great Mother says, no, not time. Twister. And she's dropped off in Munchkin land. Okay, Great Mother incarnates as the Twister Gaia energy to divert her. It's not time to go home. So it's not time for you to revert back to past ways of justifying the abandonment and abuse. It's not time for you to fall back into fantasies of the mother that could be. It's time to self-create from a place of loving detachment, accepting the mother that you have. She's who she is. Now, she'll heal one day if she chooses to, but if she doesn't, and if that creates too many triggers for you, if that brings you back to a place of denial over and over again because you feel too lonely, but I have a sense that most people listening to this, you're at a place where your final outcome card, Moses, learning and living the law, that's what you're doing. The law is ego soul alignment. And that's what Great Mother is saying. She's saying by doing this work, which I have a true sense that most people who are listening to this, you're doing it. Gut chakra, hey, this is heart below energy walking this stuff out. You will follow your intuition to do what you need to do, to own your beauty and your personal power, to pull that curtain back and act on those downloads so that you receive the rewards you need to own your intuition and your birthright, aligning with your soul, and receive the rewards, as Dorothy is here in Munchkinland, from the mayor for killing the Wicked Witch of the West. That's beautiful for you. Beautiful for you. This is awesome. Some suggested new moon wishes. And of course, the new moon in Aquarius in the Western astrology is based on emotion. It's earth-centric. And so we want to align that ego with a conscious intention to be the actor for the soul's intention in this healing process. Aquarius energy is innovative. It sees the future, humanitarian, revelatory, humorous, friendly. It can be a little detached. And so maybe you want to get a little bit of that detached energy from Aquarius to serve your purposes here through this process. You might have some wishes around wanting to release all fears of self-care, wanting to release all fears of judgment or erratic or shocking behavior. Others seeing you as being erratic or shocking, rather, release all fears of that so that you can take care of yourself, do what you need to do. You might want to make wishes that have to do with seeing the future. I want to be totally open to new trends in my life and not anticipating the worst in my efforts to own my beauty. I want to be totally open to new long-range goals, following my heart's desire. Those kinds of wishes would be most purposeful during this new moon phase happening the 4th, 5th, and 6th of February. I want to thank you so much for watching, sharing, and liking. But above all, and most of all, remember, Great Mother loves you, and I do too.
Great Mother speaks. I am Great Mother, Holy Spirit, Yin, Divine Mother, Cosmic Womb, Deep Space, the Moon, Dark Matter, the Void, the Black Hole, Hathor, Isis, Diana, Mami Ishtar, Kali, Mammy, and Mother Mary. Hello, welcome to...